Reading this article and also gaming Let's Play. This is from an article from That Park Place. Disney is planning a Sleeping Beauty remake set in Mexico. If I recall correctly, didn't they have Maleficent, which is a little bit similar to Sleeping Beauty? Am I crazy? I mean, why do they need Aurora? I don't know which one is out of ideas, whether it's Warner Bros. Or Disney. Now, Disney, as always, right here, it says they're stepping into familiar and dangerous territory yet again. According to Daniel RPK, the studio could be moving forward with a reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, or retitled Aurora, and set in Mexico, or in this case, Mexico. Yes, a Sleeping Beauty in Mexico retelling appears to be on deck, continuing the Disney now established pattern of reshaping classic fairy tales through cultural reinterpretation instead of creating new stories for today's audience. And that decision is raising eyebrows for a simpler reason. The last two Disney films attempt to reinvent the classic princess through modern cultural lens. The Little Mermaid, The Snow White, all results were cultural background and financial disappointment. You know what? Let's try this again. The last two Disney films attempt to reinvent the classic princesses through modern cultural lens, such as The Little Mermaid, The Snow White, which results were cultural battlegrounds and financial disappointment. Neither project landed the triumphant reception the company likely hoped. Instead, they sparked a heated debate, fractured fan bases, and fueled months of social media controversy. And also, they got a theme song, or a comment section song. Here we are again, staring down another legacy remake when consumer analysts, longtime Disney loyalists are saying the same thing. Where is the original magic? So you guys want to see original magic? Now again, I know what you're thinking. Okay, why am I doing this instead of finding something that is similar? But hey, this is close enough, okay? Come. You want to see real magic? Okay, you want to see? Come, let me show you real magic. Or original. Look at this. Does this like it? Real magic, folks. Whoa! And heartless. More. I thought we felt it. Come on. See? You want real magic? Want some action? What? Get back here. See that? That is real magic, folks. Oh, get more. Oh. Apologies for that screen flickering. This is a company that won't course correct. Exactly that. They won't, because you've seen what happened. Disney has been captured. Kudos to James O'Keefe for exposing it, okay? It would be one thing if these experiments for winning the hearts and wallets, but the last decade has been a cautionary tale, not a victory lap. For example, Disney live-action Mermaid, Little Mermaid, may have been a loud cultural movement, but it struggles to justify its enormous budget, especially overseas where the film barely made a ripple. Meanwhile, Snow White, even before the release, had surrounded by such intense controversy that it became a trending case study in brand alienation, cultural backlash, and an outspoken political star, and a series costly reshoots turned a once beloved fairy tale into a public relations minefield. With those track records, one might imagine the strategic reset, something bold, fresh characters, fresh lore, a return to Walt's founding principle, tell the stories no one else can dream of. Instead, Disney continues to circling legacy titles like their only keys left on the ring. Evidently, now this reported Sleeping Beauty set in Mexico pivot invites familiar question, including the one many fans are already asking without needing to tweet it. If the goal is to celebrate Mexico and its incredibly rich mythology, why not create a brand new Mexican princess and a brand new world? They won't do it. Disney already succeeded once in that realm of Elena of Avalor, and the character was mostly embraced by the public, integrated, or in this case public and integrated well into the company's theme park, but rather lift that characters to the big screen. The company appears to be more interested in repurposing legacy icon than championing new heroines. It isn't a cultural celebration people object to, it's the repetition and repurposing the repainting, the constant retooling of yesterday's magic instead of forging tomorrow's. Sorry I fumbled the words a bit. Sorry about the screen flickering. Sorry, apologies I had to fumble the words. Look, the problem is, many of these people, they don't want to take risk, okay? Here's the real thing, because look, I'm gonna show you a little bit of gameplay. I want all of you to see this very carefully, okay? How this thing works back in the day. Watch. Come to my grotto. I want to show you something. There it is. See? Oh, before that, let me just go here. Get some stuff. That's it. Ah, yes, please. I'll be right back. See this. Okay. Now, again, did you see that? You know what? What do I show? Show more. Here. Why do we show this? Oh, you can.
Come on! Come on!
Got him. Get him. See this? Boom. Dolphins. Look at this. This is real magic. Here's he. That's real magic, folks. Okay. Get him. See that? Now that's real magic. Nostalgia versus innovation. This rumored of Sleeping Beauty in Mexico project lands at a time when Disney is desperately needs creative wins. Theme parks may kept the company's gears turning, but in cinematic side, the company needs an escape hatch from remake burnout, franchise fatigue, and a string of box office underperformers. Audience want wonder again, not lectures, not corporate message exercise, and not another polished over reboot of a story they already own in 4 formats on Blu-ray. There is a wealth of global folklore waiting to be discovered and brought to life. Disney used to be the studio that unearthed new dreams. Lately, it feels like they're hoping nostalgia alone can carry the castle uphill. No, it cannot. Now, final thoughts. Now, again, this may all remains a rumor until Disney confirms it, so take it with a grain of salt. But the pattern is unmistakable, so is the risk. When Disney leans on legacy titles while reshaping their core identities for cultural headlines, it doesn't generate excitement anymore. It generates skepticism. Sorry about the screen flickering. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I need to fix that. If Disney truly wants to honor Mexico or any culture, the most magical thing it could do is what it wants. I'm so sorry, folks. Is what it does. I'm sorry. We have to do this again because I swear this is a typo, folks. If Disney truly wants to honor Mexico or any culture, the most magical thing they could do is what they do best once before. is what they do best once before. Sorry, I had to fumble that word because this one is a typo. And build something new that future generation will call a classic instead of sanding down the legacy of the ones we've already have. Magic isn't found in recycling the past. It's found in daring to dream again. They want you to dream again. Look, Disney back then was supposed to be a magic of wonders, okay? Why do you think games such as, what, Kingdom Hearts exist? Look at this. Look at this place. See this? This is what Atlantica looks like in the cartoons. Well, not exactly. At least similar. Look at this.
Deep freeze.
See this? What? Whoops. Look at this performance. See this? Look at this. The dolphins. This is what... Do you I don't know what to say, folks. I mean, ever since... I mean, to be honest, I think, in my opinion, at least, this game was the one that introduced me to Disney. At least I think. It's been a while. And also, to all people who still defend yellow paint, look at this one. Does this thing need a yellow paint? This is what's called a trident marker, okay? And also, why do you need a yellow paint if you have a map? I don't get it. Listen, Disney, what you need to do is reset, restructure everything. 2026 isn't far behind now. How many layoffs have been happening? Sorry, I have to say that again because the screen on my thing flickered. I don't know if it's still there. Take a look with the video game industry right now. They're suffering layoff at the layoff, okay? And I do mean the West, okay? Other countries, mainly in the East, they're doing good. Indie films, or in this case, indie video games, they're doing good too. Same goes for AA, Arc Raider, Megabonk, All Night Silksong. Indie games are now thriving. They're doing good. So, I would say this. In my opinion, Disney, instead of, how about this way? Remove all of your diversity quotas, or in this case, all of your activists, because I know there are activists in Disney. They're still there. Yet they won't remove them because otherwise, they'll be called a racist or bigoted because they're too pussy, they're afraid. And I say this with a wholehearted, similar with my second channel where I said that both the video game industry, movie industry, TV show industry, and the video game journalists, whatever it is, all need a reset, okay? In my opinion, it's gonna take probably more than a decade to clear out all the bloat. Generally, folks, it's gonna take a lot to clear out every bloat in that company. And I'm certain there's a lot of bloat. Because don't forget, for Snow White, we don't exactly know the production budget. I mean, yes, we do, but the marketing, we don't know for sure. The marketing budget could be more expensive for Rachel Zegler's Snow White. Enjoy the cutscene, aka voice cutscene. I hope I'm doing it right. This is the voice cutscene. Hope I'm doing it right. Look at all the wonderful things Flounder and I've collected. I think it's all from the outside world. Someday I'm going to see what's out there. I want to see other world. Does that sound strange? No, not at all. I used to feel the same way. Used to? I mean, I still do. Hey, why did we try looking for that keyhole you were talking about? But your father said, oh, he treats me like a little girl. He never wants to let me do anything. He doesn't understand. Well, Sebastian is, yeah, he's a snitch. Here comes the second cutscene.
Those impudent fools will never find the keyhole. But the girl could prove useful, and I've got the heartless on my side. My old friend, your day is coming.